Framehold Photography.
I think we all can agree. The Assassin's Creed crossover stories that launched on December 14th, 2021 were awesome. Learning the true ending of Cassandra's story in Odyssey, and then watching her go head-to-head with Eivor in Valhalla were insane moments and contained some of my favorite cutscenes in the entire franchise.
Looks like there are some things to talk about.
Since Cassandra lives until 2018 thanks to the staff of Hermes Trismegistus, this crossover story got me and a lot of other fans thinking. What other games could Cassandra show up in? What other main characters might she have met in her travels? Right away, the community began to speculate that a crossover between Odyssey and Origins would be in the works, given that Aya is a descendant of Cassandra. While it would be awesome if these two met, our hopes were squashed on September 10th, 2022, when the news site Axios reported the crossover is not in development, according to series executive producer Marc-Alexis Cotier. While this crossover may never happen, it got me thinking what a crossover between Origins and Odyssey might look like. So I decided to create some concept art using virtual photography. I first wanted to recreate the promotional art that shows Eivor and Cassandra opposite one another. I hopped into Odyssey and Origins to take some profile shots of both Cassandra and Aya, along with iconic location imagery that would work for their respective backgrounds. I used the Clean Back mod by I Like Detectives for Odyssey to remove Cassandra's bow, quiver, and spear, since Cassandra has none of these items in the post-credit scene of the Corfu questline. While lore-wise it would maybe make more sense or be more interesting for Cassandra to meet Aya when she has become Amunet, I do not have a save file or mod that would allow me to get good captures of the Amunet character model, so Discovery Tour Aya will have to suffice for this project. Since I play on PC and have an NVIDIA graphics card, I have access to NVIDIA Ansel, a robust photo mode tool. Ansel allows you to insert green screens into games, so you can easily cut out subjects from their backgrounds. While this tool speeds up my photo editing process, this effect can still be created on consoles. If you want to cut out a character from their background quickly, take a photo of them on a background with a solid, contrasting color. Most often, a solid blue sky works well. That way, in a photo editing software like GIMP or Photoshop, you can select that color and remove it from the image, leaving your subject isolated. You could also digitally cut characters out of photos using masking tools, but these tools can be very tedious and have varying results. I find the green screen or blue screen method to be the quickest with the best looking final edit. With my photos taken, I opened Photoshop and started editing. All steps I take in Photoshop could be achieved in a free software like GIMP, but Photoshop is my program of choice. To recreate the same look of the official promotional art, I cut out the two profiles of Aya and Cassandra and added a painterly filter to them. Next, I moved on to the background. Using snippets of the landscape shots I took, I created the top portion of each background, and then filled the rest of the background in using textured paintbrushes. After adjusting the color levels a bit, I called this piece complete. With the promotional art complete, I also wanted to create what some key game moments might be in a crossover between Origins and Odyssey. Since Cassandra knew her descendants lived in Egypt, I have always had a headcanon that Cassandra watched Elpidios and his family grow up from afar. Running with this idea, I wanted to create a concept art piece of Cassandra hiding in plain sight, keeping a watchful eye on Aya. While editing these photos together, I wanted to make the crowd around Aya feel denser, so I took some more photos of NPCs in Origins. After removing them from their green screen backgrounds, I color corrected the crowd to match the original image of Aya on the street. I followed these same steps with Cassandra, and added in some dust and noise to blend all of these elements in together. Lastly, I wanted to create an epic shot of Aya and Cassandra together, overlooking Alexandria. In the post-credits scene of Odyssey's crossover story, we saw Cassandra in the Library of Alexandria, and I thought this would be a really cool place for the two to meet. When taking photos between games, I try to keep the angle of the lighting the same, along with the overall color tone of the image. If I take a photo in Origins with the sun lighting up the left side of Aya's body, I then recreate the same lighting environment in Odyssey. That way, when I composite the two photos together, both characters look like they exist in the same space. While compositing these two photos together, I paid special attention to the shadows of the two characters to make sure they matched. After adding in some dust and sun glare, I called this final concept art piece complete. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown video of how I created these 3 concept art pieces of what an Origins and Odyssey crossover might look like. If you are inspired to create your own virtual photography concept art, tag me on Twitter or Instagram at FrameHoldPhotography. I have also officially launched my Tumblr blog, so you can go drop me a follow there as well at FrameHoldPhotography. I am happy to answer any questions you have about my editing process or how you would get started doing what I am doing here. Thanks for watching.